we're going after words that are pretty consistently popping up here. Influence. Now we're taking a look at credibility. And we're trying to think about monetizing and capturing money and adding value to somebody and valuing what it is. And when you add value, you create a connection for somebody, and somebody confirms that they like that value. And if that value, if there's enough people saying yes to it, what can you, and liking it, what can you then do with that viral spread? What do you have as a result of that viral spread? What is that word that economics talks about? Anybody? What have you started to generate? Yes. Social proof. That is another way of demonstrating credibility. You're using social proof, but what have you captured? What, by that group coming together and liking this, what have you got the start of?
Leverage.
Going for critical mass there?
Sorry?
Leverage.
Leverage to, what was that?
I was just going to say, you
Yes.
can reach a critical mass where it takes on, when it does start that on.
Yeah, you've got a
chain
critical mass.
reaction.
Can you just pass the microphone up to Johan here? Thank you. What do you have?
You just define your market.
You've just defined your market. Okay? And all of your answers were 100% correct, but the direct result is you've defined a market. Okay? From that, you get everything that everybody else said. Okay? And at the moment you have defined a market, at that instant that you've defined the market, what do you have the ability to do? Cash flow it. Another way is capture it. But the second you capture that market, you've got cash flow. And you've already captured it, but this is the magic moment, guys. This is where the magic happens. And when I'm working with startup entrepreneurs, this is the moment that you know you've got something that's got that's moved from a possibility to a potentiality. In other words, you're starting to hit that tipping point. Okay, you've got a market. Okay, so you can start that cash flowing, and you can start it at any time, but all of a sudden you'll hit, sorry, what's your name, sir? Yeah. Gary? Gary actually named and labeled this thing and said, at that moment, you reach critical mass. The critical mass is where enough people start valuing it that the next person who sees that critical mass has now reached that potentiality and says, you know what, I don't have to go out there and do the research and like it and love it. I can just go out there and purchase it. I can buy it because enough people have vetted it. There's enough credibility. There's enough background there. I just want to buy it. I don't have to test it. I don't have to do anything else with it. It's right there for you, and you've hit that tipping point. Now, we don't have time to get into pricing models and pricing theory and everything else in here, and that's not my job. My job here is to connect, rewire your mind for wealth. But part of wealth is creating that tipping point to create cash flow.